Welcome back, everybody, to the PW show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm Joshua Lopez, listening here to one of my favorite songs here from the Notorious B.I.G. back in those days. Joining us on the air, man, it's crazy. We're going through the whole world of WrestleZone and WrestlingRumors.com. I had Chris Cash, I had Frank, Justin LeBar, and now we find ourselves with Nick Buzzelli, who's the co-host of the Nick and Bryan show. You can check out every Mondays on YouTube before Monday Night Raw. Nick, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing real good. Sounds good that you had all those other ones on, but it's about time you had me on, Josh.
I know, damn right. Man, you know, I just started getting to catch you guys' shows over the past couple of months, and you and Bryan do a great job with the show, and I'm glad you had some time out of your day to come on the show.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. We haven't really been handed, the gifts as other podcasts have been. They've been given pushes. We haven't. Everything we've done, we learned on our own, and we're still learning. So thank you for tuning in, Josh.
No problem, man. Let's get this bad boy started. Of course, man, we're 18 days away from WrestleMania. I can't believe it's flying by so quick. But, we got John Cena and Bray Wyatt. We got Undertaker and Brock. Daniel Bryan against Triple H and Randy Orton against Batista. And we got that big battle royal. Is there any of the particular matches that you are not looking forward to as far as WrestleMania is concerned?
That's a good question. I would say I'm the most worried about the battle royal because I don't really know the specifics on the royal because I don't know if it's going to be on the pre-show. It better not be. I don't know if this is going to be an every year thing. They called it the inaugural one, which means the first one of many, but I don't know if they're going to continue with it like Money in the Bank. I hope they do. And I don't really see the importance of having that trophy. They haven't really told me why it's significant to win other than it's a statue of Andre the Giant.
True.
That's not really enough for me. I need to know why somebody would want to win this. Money in the Bank, you have that briefcase where they get a future title shot. Well, why do you want to win the trophy? I don't know yet. So that has to be the match as of right now that I'm not looking forward to because I'm most worried about it.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I was talking about this with Chris last week, and we were talking about like potential guys that we might see win the match or how they go about it. And like Chris was talking about how is this just gonna be like a prop where you had like Owen Hart win the Slammy Award and he's just rubbing it in everybody's face throughout the year, or like you said, or is this something where a guy gets an opportunity at the IC title or the US title or even the world title for hell's sakes? But I'm more into the fact that they're having the battle royal just because the nostalgia of WrestleMania 30. A bunch of battle royals back in the day. WrestleMania 2 here in Chicago. The gimmick battle royal. Who can forget about that? And
yeah.
So I mean, yes, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'll give WWE the credit for this. They're actually advertising guys that are on the show, and they're actually having matches for guys that are on the show. So, it's the thing where we'll see what happens. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it can be promising. There is a lot of good things to it. Finally you're going to see people like Dolph Ziggler and Cesaro and perhaps this the new NXT star coming up, and we're going to see all these stars that normally wouldn't have a shot at WrestleMania, and now they're going to be featured on there. Like that Chris Walter said on my show this past week, he saw Alexander Rusev winning. Ooh. And the way he explained it made perfect sense, where if Alexander Rusev, the NXT rookie that's coming up, and has yet to have his, debut on Raw, but he was at the Royal Rumble, if he wins that Battle Royal and he gets the trophy, then his entrance makes perfect sense where he walks up the stairs and he's handed the trophy every single time by his manager. That's really the only guy I can see winning it because it makes perfect sense with his character. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to carry around the trophy for the whole entire year.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You brought up Rusev, kind of like a cool WrestleMania moment where, say, Rusev eliminates Big Show as the last guy, or Mark Henry, Well, I don't know if it'd be as big of a moment if he eliminates the Great Khali. I mean, everybody has their opinions on the Great Khali, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Rusev having his first like win on that show. And I know a lot of people say it'll be weird because the whole Royal Rumble thing, but anyway, let's transition here. We're on Pro Wrestling Experience every Wednesdays, 10 a.m. through 1 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm talking to Nick Buzzelli, the host of the Nick and Bryan Show. Check it out every Wednesdays, 3 to 5 on YouTube or also on WrestlingRumors.com. So, Nick, what's your thoughts so far with the John Cena and Bray Wyatt match?
Well, first, let me just correct real quick, not to step on your toes, but our show is Mondays from 4 to 5 Eastern Time on YouTube. And then it's also WrestlingRumors.net, too, not the .com.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
But with No, you're fine. But as in Bray Wyatt and John Cena, now, there is no way John Cena is winning this match. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense if he wins. But then again, I was the guy that said last year it wouldn't make any sense for Ryback to lose to Mark Henry. But it happened. So stranger things have happened. But, yeah, I mean, I don't see... I mean, I would say those are the two locks when it comes to WrestleMania. You have John Cena definitely losing to Bray Wyatt, and you have Triple H definitely losing... I mean, yeah, John Cena definitely losing to Wyatt, and Triple H definitely losing to Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I was just talking about the whole Bray Wyatt and John Cena thing on my Raw review. And I was talking about how, John Cena's bringing up his legacy and the issues with his injuries over the past few months. I think this is a time where you see a guy like John Cena actually taking that break. Now you have Punk gone and John Cena gone. After WrestleMania, it's a new wave for new stars to get their shot. And I mean, not the typical John Cena, we're out for 2 months and then he's back. I'm talking about at least a good 8 to 10 months.
No, I don't think you'll ever see John Cena take a longer break if he doesn't have to, especially with not being injured or anything. I mean, you see that guy come back way before he's supposed to. I don't see him taking a break just to allow other stars to come up. He doesn't want to leave that stage. I mean, I respect him for that. He's a hard worker. Mm-hmm. And I just don't see him taking any kind of leave of absence if he doesn't have to.
Let's see. But what's your thoughts so far with the Undertaker and Brock match? Is this the more intriguing matches Undertaker's had, or you feel a little bit indifferent about it?
I think it's a filler because next year I believe the Undertaker will face Sting, and the following year he will face Cena in his last match. So I think they didn't really know who to give him this year. Obviously you're not going to go... I hope they weren't going to go for CM Punk, too, just to have 2 matches for the Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and CM Punk in a row. But, I mean, Brock Lesnar is the obvious choice if you had to pick for this year, and it couldn't be Cena or Sting, just because this guy he proved himself in the UFC that he's a legitimate athlete. He's a real fighter. He can beat people up. Although his record didn't really show that well, he was the UFC champion. And it just brings a lot of legitimacy to the WWE, especially when you see a big guy like Brock Lesnar. But nobody really thinks he's going to beat the streak, and that's kind of where I'm indifferent about the match, because I want to at least think for, 30 seconds that there might be a chance that, he could beat the streak, but he can't.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I just think with this match is not as obvious to say like a Undertaker and Mark Henry casket match.
Yeah.
It's not that far of a stretch to being filler. I mean, Undertaker and Brock are going to put on the show. Everybody knows this is going to be in a brawl, and this match sells itself. But I see where you're coming from as far as like, oh, okay, it's WrestleMania 30. Punk is out. I don't know why would they want to do a second match, and I actually did enjoy the Taker and Punk match, but I see where you're coming from with that. Just 6 straight WrestleManias going by where Taker just fought 2 guys the year after that. So I mean, I'm actually really looking forward to the Taker and Brock match. Do I feel Brock will be a guy that's going to take the streak away from Taker? No. and I don't think Brock deserves it, to be honest with you. And as far as Sting and Cena goes, I actually think Sting might be the guy that comes out the night after Raw. As far as Cena is concerned, I don't know if John Cena is either the guy to defeat the streak. I just don't think Undertaker streak should be defeated.
Absolutely not. In no way was it. I didn't mean to make you guys think that it's going to be ever broken. I don't want it ever to be broken. I don't think it'll ever be broken, especially, Sting should most definitely not beat the streak. And John Cena, well, he doesn't need any more pushing, so... yeah, nobody is going to beat the streak in my mind.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nick, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come on the show with us. Can you please feel free to plug in your information for the show and where they can find you?
All right. Well, March 31st, we are having a big WrestleMania special. I've contacted a lot of people, still trying to get the time slots and everything figured out for those specific guests. But as of right now, Tom Clark from the Bleacher Report is a confirmed guest. It's going to be a special time slot from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube.com. Check out our Twitter page at the NB Show. We just hit 20,000. Well, we're teetering back and forth. We keep going 19.9 and 20K. So we need to get a lot more people to follow just so we stay 20K. Sure. But keep listening to Josh because he knows his stuff. And I was just on. Help me out here, Josh. What was the show from Monday? That's on. I think you're saying that you were on as well.
Yeah, Ringside Review. They do the show on.
Ringside Review. Yeah. Are you guys on the same network?
No, this is actually the brother station to Sports Town Chicago. We're here in the downtown area. They're in the suburbs.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I was getting a little confused with the names, but I mean, I've done a lot of interviews. And you and Ringside Review have done a wonderful job when it comes to interviews. So definitely keep listening to these two because they know exactly what they know they're how to be professional and they know their stuff when it comes to pro wrestling.
All right, buddy. I think you take some time out of the day and hopefully